What do you mean, how can you not be? You were awake earlier when I talked to you. Don't pull that shit. You already ruined my day with all the jobs you have for me. Can you please come up here and sing your Westworld song? Can you do that? Boo, 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 boo. What are you so grumpy about?
You have the goddamn door open. You're screaming at the top of your lungs. It's like, what are you doing to me?
What do you want? I'm making money.
Well, can you do it quieter? Jesus Christ.
Hey, let me hear the, oh, shut up. You're already awake. That's your big complaint? That's your big complaint in life? What are you doing?
I need a place to sit.
Well, sit here. Well, why are you moving all my shit? Come over here. You got to sing the song. What are you, pregnant or something?
Yeah. I just came up the stairs and I'm out of breath. What do you want from me?
I'd like a little sunshine today. You want another microphone or what? You want to be on the podcast?
In a minute.
Oh, Jesus. I got to hit pause. Let her catch her breath. All right, we're back. Now, Nia, I watched a show called Westworld.
Please don't flash me.
Huh? I'm not flashing. Sorry. I got my bathrobe on. Sorry.
You're like Sharon Stone right now. Basic instinct.
Oh, there's the Photoshop for the fucking week.
You're in your Red Sox robe with nothing on underneath there.
Nia, can you have a little consideration for the listeners? They don't want to think about that. Jesus Christ, I worked out. I'm a fucking guy, you know? You take a shower, you put on a robe, you have a couple of fucking eggs. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get all this shit done before you fucking, all the crap that you decided in your head that I was doing today without checking with my schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that.
Yes, you did.
All right. Well, now what?
Sing the Westworld song. Do, 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 do.
Robots fucking people. People dressed as cowboys. That's as far as I got.
No, you fucking ruined the whole song every time I went to go watch it. Now let me ask you this. I noticed like there's certain types of fucking white movies you don't like, and Cowboys is one of them. Anytime they're cowboys, you fucking tune out.
I'm just not particularly interested in certain eras of white history.
That's what I'm saying. I knew that. I called that earlier.
It's just certain things I'm just not particularly interested in.
How come you don't see a lot of black cowboys in those movies? It's weird.
It is
like,
weird.
Where were the black people during that time?
Where were they? Huh. Let's see.
Well, it depends on when it was.
Really.
It was like the 1880s. I mean, they had, didn't you guys have your own stagecoaches at that point?
Oh, yeah, definitely had our own stagecoaches.
With the air shocks on them and shit?
Definitely had our own businesses. Yep,
I thought you did initially, and you started kicking the shit out of white people, because then they went, whoa, hey, easy. Didn't that happen right after slavery?
No.
There wasn't? Didn't you guys, a bunch of you got elected and shit? And
elected to what?
Well, because you had numbers.
Numbers for what? What are you talking about right now?
I can't remember if this was a video game, if this was actually a history class.
Video game?
No, like right after you guys got free.
Your sense of history is just, it's amazing.
I thought like you guys got freed and then like you started succeeding and then all the broke-ass white people around you like, wait a minute. And that's when they came up with the Klan. Maybe too many of these Tarantino movies where he fucks with history. I don't know what's going on, but I thought you were doing all right.
None of this is correct. I'm not a historian, but I
Didn't the Clumps do something around then too?
The who?
The Clumps.
Who are the Clumps?
Eddie Murphy and fucking those.
Oh, you're just being silly.
Yeah, being silly. All right, whatever. So Nia, what exactly?
I'm sorry that song was a little disappointing, but I don't really have much. What was I saying? I was like, Anthony Hopkins playing God.
Yeah, you'd ruin the whole. Every time I would go to watch it, you'd stick your head in the room.
Melancholy Jeffrey Wright.
There
Naked Thandie Newton.
HBO's a bunch of perverts. They always have these shows where everybody's just fucking naked. Oz, Westworld.
Yeah.
Three Kings, whatever the fuck. Hey, we're all in the castle. Look out for the dragon.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. 8-year-old king.
Hey, we're all in the
I don't get
castle.
how an 8-year-old king.
Look out for the dragon.
How does an 8-year-old king fucking sentence someone to death?
I never watched
Why
that
don't you
show.
just say, would you say, you little shit?
I have no idea.
I will tip you over in that giant fucking chair. What are you going to do about it? You little evil fucker.
Yeah,
dude, that kid needed the living shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of episodes, but if ever I could throw an 8-year-old off a building or a castle, definitely. I'd want him to live too.
He grows up over the series. I have no idea.
I saw one of them. He pulled a guy's fucking tongue out because he didn't like the song he was playing.
Yeah, there's like too much like incest and dragons and shit. I'm just like that kind of genre. I'm not really into. Although I did love Lord of the Rings. That was an awesome movie. But
now, what part of white history does that take place in?
It doesn't. It's make believe. It's not real. I like some fantasy stuff, but I don't like.
There's no Middle Earth.
I don't think so.
Did they vote Trump or Clinton? If Middle Earth had to vote, which way would they go, Nia?
That's a good question. I don't know. You'd have to talk to some like
nerds,
Tolkien nerds for that. They might be able to tell you if they're more liberal or conservative in this fantasy world.
Speaking of nerds, yes. Chris Hardwick from The Nerdist, he's doing a fucking game show that I'm calling it right now is going to be the biggest hit game show since Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's called The Wall. I don't know what it is, but it's fucking broke-ass people who could possibly win $12 million. And the fact that so many people are upside down in their houses and the look of fucking hope on these people's faces is just, if we win this, I'm telling you, like literally almost breaking down crying. Like you never see that on The Price is Right. You don't see that on The Wheel of Fortune. You certainly don't see it on Jeopardy. But this wall thing, they got these fucking people like these people are so excited to win the fucking prize in the trailer that they're going to need some sort of counseling if they lose, if they blow it, right? Do they ever do that shit anymore on game shows? Remember back in the day when you could fucking bully people and tease them? Where it's like, do you want to take the money in my pocket? No, what's behind door number 2? And they'd be like, and people always just like, fuck the money, go for it, right? And then they would listen to the crowd. And there'd be $700, which could buy you like a fucking, I don't know why. They'd probably buy you a Mercury Monarch back then or some shit. Nice down payment on one anyways. You'd put it back into the guy's Ron Burgundy sport coat, and then they would open up the door, and half the time it'd be like a fucking donkey or a yak or some shit. Yeah. And they'd go, dum-dum-dum-dum, bam.
They do that on Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady.
Oh, do they still do that?
They still have that show, yeah. He's the host of it. I've only watched
but this is the thing.
Times.
But they're all dressed up, though. So that takes the shame away from it because you can hide in your costume. Oh. Back in the day, you stood there and you looked like what you looked like. And then the next day you were walking down the street and you're like, oh my God, you're that guy that could have fucking won $700.
Wait a minute. When we were in that rental home with the cable that only had oldies television for some strange reason, I saw an episode of Let's Make a Deal, and there was a couple that was dressed up as Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy.
No, absolutely.
And it was like in the 70s.
That show they did, but I'm saying there was all these other game shows where people didn't dress up, and there was always the booby prize is what they called it, and it was not a titty. Oh, you want to hear something fucking nuts? This is a complete non-fucking story. I started to talk about it, and then, of course, the fucking went away, and the goddamn cable's out. Not the cable, the goddamn internet.
I think we need to, press the reset button on the router.
So there's this guy, Al Horford, who plays for the Celtics. He used to play for the Atlanta...
Cellies.
For the Cellies. He used to play for the Atlanta Hawks. This year we were making a big... we want to try to get Kevin Durant, and then we couldn't. So then evidently all the money that we were going to give Durant, we gave 3/4 of it to this guy, Al Horford. Gave him like $130 fucking million over 4 years or something crazy like that. Maybe a little less than that. Came out to about 28 million a year. So listen to this shit. So this fucking guy, his wife has a kid, right? Has a daughter, so he misses a game. And some fans bitched about it on social media, and it actually became like a story.
He sat out a game because he wanted to go to his daughter's birthday party?
And then a couple douchebags are like, no, what the fuck? They're paying you all that money. Why don't you fucking put the ball in the hoop? And then the media picked up on it, and then he actually had to comment on Twitter Nerds. And there was one sports show that brought it up. Are his priorities... What are you going to do, Nia, if I don't show up. You know, if I'm at the Rose Bowl hammered and you give birth, or
We've already discussed
like
that, so don't even joke about that.
Hammered.
We've already discussed the plan for the Rose Bowl.
Can I tell you something?
If I haven't given
even
birth.
if I walked into the delivery room blind drunk,
you can't do that. You're
still gonna be totally fine because everybody doing all the heavy lifting is there. Like I shouldn't even be there.
I don't understand why you keep trying to like evade any kind of like role of being like my support and comfort, my emotional support.
Yeah, you don't even stand in the room when I get my teeth cleaned.
That's a little bit different, don't you think?
Yeah. What if they were removing a tooth? Would you stand there and hold my fucking hand?
You know for goddamn sure that is not the same thing. Why are you even bringing that up?
Because it's fucking bullshit that the guy has to be in there. And every guy I talk to, 9 out of 10 of them go, yeah, it's bullshit. Just stay north of the fucking blanket. It keeps him happy. You just want
to emotionally support me. And when we went to the class the other day and you watched the birthing story, you leaned over to me and you were like, oh, I understand now. I understand why.
No, when he was walking with her in the halls, I understood that. Being in there for the procedure, I completely don't understand. And I just think that is one of those things that it's just one of those, it's that fucking,
you have
it's
to
that
hold my
thing
hands
that you guys do.
and rub my back and be like, you got this, you're good, just breathe, like you're okay.
Yeah.
All that kind of
stuff. It's just like every time I walk out the fucking door and I got all this shit to do, you always throw a couple more things. Hey, go get the dry cleaning. Can you go do this? Can you go do that? And you're dumping, you're taking it off of your pile.
Can you take the dog to the vet, actually?
I'm not taking the dog to the vet. You're taking the dog to the vet.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm moving all that other shit down there.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have some help. You're not the only, I mean, you know, my brother.
Is it because you're on the podcast that you're coming with this fucking arrogant tone?
I don't know. Is it because you're on the podcast that you're coming at me with this extra fucking douchey vibe?
I always have this vibe.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I got some ads to read.
Oh, did you think, was it Frame Grab?
Frame Grab?
Is that the right way to say it?
No, I knew who they were until you just said it. There's these people that advertise on our podcast.
Right.
They send us a couple framed things of stuff, which was very nice of them.
So nice.
What the fuck is their name? Frame Geeks. Framers.
I can figure
Framer
it out.
versus Framer. What is it?